practice. Find yourself in a comfortable sit, and we will begin with tuning in and some brief practice, and then we'll go through our gentle and deep stretch, mildly dynamic. So that's the plan for tonight. And let's perhaps relax facial muscles, or just also close eyes and relax the eyeballs and eye holes to relax. Notice your breathing in the moment. Notice where is your visual attention. Like, are you looking inwards? Like, where are you right now? And continue observing the inhalation and exhalation. Just allow your exhales to become perhaps longer. Perhaps exhale through your mouth or the side. And just don't force anything, however, just sense the light or lightness and fullness of your inhales and the relaxing mode of exhales. Wherever you notice to be firmer or more tired, just allow yourself to relax with the coming exhalation. So we're going to do 3 more breaths, after which we're going to proceed with a round of Kapalabhatis. So slowly transfer your attention into the pelvic floor and the bottom of your belly. And once you're ready, begin with a tight and confident contractions. Just not too tight, but it feels pleasant. It feels like a pleasant massage and warming up. And allow this contractions to actually provoke the exhale through the nose or mouth. And for 30 seconds in your steady, comfortable rhythm, let's go. 20 more seconds, keep going, just don't stop. Listen to your exhalations, feel your body contracting. Notice the contractions in your core muscles, release tension elsewhere, like in your jaws or in your shoulders. And 10 more seconds. Right now you can speed up a little bit if it feels okay, if it feels comfortable. So keep going in a steady rhythm. 5, 4, 3, 2, the last finest, fullest exhale, and now just relax and open to the inhale. Feel how your ribs are moving, how this volume appears in your body, and then with exhale keep relaxing even more. And now please lift your left palm and using the thumb, just squeeze your left nostril. Make sure your shoulder and elbow, the left arm, are completely relaxed, and with the coming inhale, just slowly inhale for 4 counts into your right nostril. Then block both. You can use your index fingers, count in 4, and then for 8 we're exhaling, releasing the left nostril, so removing the thumb for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, into your left, 2, 1, pause for 4, both nostrils blocked, 1, open your right nostril and relax, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale 4, 3, 2, 1, blow both nostrils, 3, 2, 1, open the left, exhale, 8, 7, 6, keep relaxing, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale into the left, 7, 6, 4, of course, then close for 4, 3, 2, 1, open the right, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the last round, inhale 4 into your right, 2, 1, blow both for 4, 3, 2, 1, release the left, exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let your left arm drop down. Continue relax and just explore the sensation of common inhalation. Effortlessly, just don't try to inhale deeper. Keep observing how your muscles are stretching, the volume appears in your lungs, in your rib cage, and elsewhere, wherever you feel it. Maybe as the lengthening in your spine, maybe as elevation, maybe as a stretch in your pelvic floor as well. Perhaps as relaxation in your limbs or in your legs. And with exhale, just completely naturally, if it feels like, opening your mouth and do the sigh, and just keep doing that. Let's do one more breath before we begin. And just exploring the physical sensation, letting this practice to feel rather than think of it. And as soon as you're ready, please softly open your eyes. Now we have options. First option would be stretching the left leg forwards, pulling the toes of the left foot up. The easiest would be to do the half lotus right now. And actually, before we do anything else, let's just lean on the palms behind us and let's make about 3 rotations. Be great if with the inhale we'll be pulling the right knee towards the chest, and then of course with the external rotation. And now also be intuitive, feel if you want to lean more on your tailbone or move closer to the sitting bones. This will give you some extra massage with this thigh rotation, and then just wiggle, feel like, oh yeah, like there is this knot here that has been massaged. And so now at fullest, as you opened your right hip, lay the foot on the floor, and if you feel like that's enough, you can stay here. If you like to go a bit, into a bit more intense version of it, then just lay your foot on the top of the knee. Then the third option would be to bend the left leg as well and lay so the right heel is right underneath the right knee. Okay, so you're sitting pretty far away from the shins. Okay, so let's make sure it's not this Turkish shin cross sit, but shins are moving forwards. Exactly. And so as you chose your version, let's give ourselves some time. So shifting on the right sitting bone, on the left sitting bone. If you feel any soreness in your hips, give me a thumb up, please. It's like, all good? Oh, okay, perfect. So let's just shift forwards towards the pubic bone and then return back. While shifting, notice your breathing, inhaling, rolling forwards, kind of through the length of the pelvic floor, exhaling, tilting back to the tailbone, and again, breathing in. Feeling the natural spine line with the exhalation returning to the center where you feel the most grounded in your pelvic floor. And so now with the common inhale, we're going to rotate the shoulders externally, elevating the arms above the head. And with exhale, just relaxing the trapezius muscles, feeling the scapula sliding flat, breathing in one more time, no stretching the fingers, spreading them up wide, relaxing the shoulders even more, and then with the exhale, we're folding forwards, reaching to place the palms flat. And again, it's up to you to wiggle a little bit, like you can pull kind of one side of the body forwards with other. So what we don't want to do, we don't want to crunch, so make sure your ribs are not moving too deep inwards, but more like in a neutral, parallel, like horizontal line, or even like try to pull them a little forwards, like you would love to lay them on the top of the shins. And this is just a direction, so just feel your breath here. With the inhale, naturally you'll feel like your spinal cord is being pulled out from your pelvis, moving a bit forwards, lengthening through your crown, and then with the exhale, just find the way to relax and allow the natural spinal line to land wherever it can, or whatever it can lean. So if your chest is reaching your shins, you can relax and just lay your head as well. If it feels too far, you can lean on your elbows and then place the forehead on the palms. And at most, we just want to remain in harmony right now. So not forcing anything, just breathing through this shape, especially with your kidney area. So somewhere where the lowest ribs are, a little above the upper edge of the sacrum. So in this area, exactly the projection of your solar plexus to the back. Imagine you're breathing at most with that part in your back even. Try to sense the movement with a common inhale. And exhale, allowing yourself to relax with a sigh or not. As feels good, as feels like you right now. And then with a common inhale, we're walking the palms back towards us and rotating shoulders externally, leaning on the pelvic floor evenly. With the exhalation, bending the elbows, we are placing palms behind the head. And again, checking not to crunch too much, not to pull legs too much, just with the relaxed feeling in the body. With the exhale, just release the trapezius muscle, let yourself relax into this shape, and then inhaling, we start looking through the left shoulder. With exhalation, making sure we're contracting the pelvic floor, sucking the belly in. Now we're searching for the sole of the right foot with the right elbow, at most twisting. Okay, so instead of just crunching in, we're twisting. So we're trying to look deep behind the left shoulder and then searching the sole of the foot with the right elbow and trying to look up. Pressing up a little bit from the right elbow, stimulating, massaging the foot as well. So breathing in, trying to find the neutrality in the spinal position right now. And exhaling, looking a little bit higher, tightening the pelvic floor, sucking the belly button in. Now we're going to return to the center, kind of unwinding here, breathing in. And with the exhale, we're laying the left palm behind the left hip and turning to our left. So we're leaning exactly on the flat right foot. Now straightening the left leg, leaning on the pinky toe edge. With the common inhale, we're reaching up. You can leave the palm behind the head or reach up and kind of pull up. Then with the exhale, we're returning and leaning the right elbow on the top of the right knee. So we're going to repeat this 4 more times and inhaling each time. Reach up, pushing with everything we got on the ground. Right foot, left palm, the edge of the left foot, and with the exhale, relaxing, sitting the left hip back and stretching the left arm. And again, inhale, press up. Exhale, tone in the belly, belly button in, contract the pelvic floor, and again, reach up, press up, finally, using all the points of the support, and exhale, sit down. Now the last 4th time, inhale, reach up, and this time stay here. So we're searching for the nice shoulder placement, we're rotating, sensing, just trust the feeling of your scapula right now, feel it's flat, feel the edge of the left foot, and with the common inhale, lift up your right leg, breathe in, and then kind of kick it, throw it forwards to, if you imagine the plank, so that's where your right palm would be. So you're stepping forwards, right foot parallel to the left palm, and now with the inhale, rising up into the warrior one, pushing intensively against both feet, stretching the left calf, also moving a little bit to the back. And now with the exhale, we're landing the left knee back on the ground. Right now for us, the win-win situation if we kind of slide the right foot a little forwards. So when we bend the right knee, arms optional, you can stretch them down, palms behind the head. So relaxing the hips, let's see the angle in the right knee, 90 or even more. So we're going to breathe in 1 more time. Again, arms can be stretched, can be behind your head, or can be rotated and lifted up. So right now, with the exhale, contract the pelvic floor, roll the ribs in so they're more in the neutral, horizontal to the floor ground, position, and then just let your shoulders relax and the arms, as leaders of arms, they're bent or they're lifted, or now you're just resting here. Just let this weight to relax and stretch the neck muscles, the trapezius muscles, and so with the common inhale, we're laying the palms on the ground, and with the exhalation, we're pushing against the right heel. We're going to do this 4 more times, so inhaling. Right now, we're making sure that hips are remaining parallel, distance between the left knee and right foot, but we're pushing like we're on the parallel rails right now. Inhaling, stretching forwards. If you like, you can reach forwards, absolutely intuitively, what feels good, what stretches you the most. So 2 more, inhaling, reaching forwards, exhaling, pushing against. If you feel like you want to go a bit higher, perfect, you can do that. What matters is your neutral spinal cord, so if you feel like you're crunching too much here, yeah, just go a little higher up. And for the last, we're going to return to the more forwards position, and this time we're going to rotate the right thigh externally to lean on the pinky toe edge. I wonder how my foot is visible. I guess a piece of my mat is just eaten. Oh, okay. Great. Thank you for the feedback. And so once we make sure that we lean on the small pinky toe edge, we do pretty much the same movement. So with the inhale, with the hips parallel. So let's just make sure we're not twisting anywhere. Parallel hips, relax and lowering them down and slightly pulling them like on the parallel rails forwards. And then with the exhale, what we do, we just push against the foot, but with a different spot, not with the heel anymore, but also include the small pinky toe, and this will cause the stretch in the external leg line. So inhaling, shifting forwards, with the exhale, push against, and as well, you can be a little higher here. Check the spinal sensation, no squeeze, no cramp. Inhaling one more time, going forwards and down. With the exhale, pushing against on the level that feels good, and wiggle if it feels like it's awakening certain tissue. And next, we're gonna step again on the right flat foot, tuck in the toes of the left, and with the exhalation, we're raising up and we're walking ourselves to the left, setting feet parallel on the mat. And you can play a little bit if you feel like you want to spread the toes out or put them exactly parallel. Just trust what's more stable for you. Now we're gonna just draw 3 circles with the knees. Inhaling, just imagine like it's a swimming movement. Inhaling, rotating the knees and thighs externally. Exhaling, returning to the straight or neutral position. And again, doing this, pay maximum attention to your feet. So you want the feet flat, you don't want to wiggle them. So make sure, now with exhalation, if you need it, just bend the knees, relax your legs, and right now you're standing flatly on your feet, and now the knees are drawing those circles while feet, nothing changes in your feet. Like of course you feel certain change of pressure, but not too much. So you're like, you sucked your feet into the ground. Then it will give you maximum work in the tissue in your thighs and this core attachment here. Okay, now we're gonna stop wherever you feel like your hips are open the most, okay, and your feet are at the flattest they can be. Keep your palms, you can lean on the fingertips or palms flat on the floor. And now with this, with the inhale, now just keep open and rotating your thighs externally, but you're gonna drop the spinal cord down, breathing in. And from here, pushing with your flat feet, try to push your sitting bones upwards. Of course, you're pushing with your feet, this means you're straightening your knees as you can. So if you are able, tighten the kneecaps and completely straighten your legs. And what I want you right now is dedicate your full attention to the spinal cord. So while straightening your legs, make sure that there is this warm, pleasant wave going from your sitting bones, from your tailbone, from your sacrum into your head, like you're hanging completely freely. You can actually even shake your head or look right and left. Now it doesn't matter if you straighten your legs completely, still this effort counts. You're trying to do so, you're pushing with your legs actively, don't give up with that. And you're thinking, pushing from the soles of my feet, I'm stretching my sitting bones upward, and from my sitting bones I'm relaxing into my head. I'm just falling down. Let's do one more breath. If you feel like you're already in advanced in this position, you can always create the palm grip and just hang your arms behind, causing the additional shoulder stretch. But if you're just thriving here, you feel great, like okay, and just keep my hands on the floor, that feels good, safe, just be here. And so now with a kind of inhale, start pushing up against your hands, looking forwards, and then slowly bending the left knee and making sure you're doing this external rotation movement. Just prepare yourself to squat, okay, just playfully. It doesn't mean like you have to squat all the way down, but maybe return to the center with inhalation, and then with the exhale, do this movement while you rotated your thigh externally, pointed your knee out. Try to keep your left foot flat and see how low you can go. Of course, you're stretching a lot in your right inner thigh. So about 3-5 times till you need to lift that heel, okay? I really want you to see your limit here or your ability here. So when squatting with the exhale, remember about the pelvic floor, it supports you, not only your hands right now, not only your arms, but wherever you feel difficulty before you do anything else, like really contract the pelvic floor and then keep rotating the thigh. And now holding onto the floor, lift that right foot, toes up, and try to sit down here. Yes, that's it. That's great. So we're going to next do something really incredible. We're gonna lift back up. Okay, so before we're gonna do the exact thing, we're gonna think about this playful swing. Okay, so instead of effort of pulling up and forwards, first we're gonna move back, and it's really like I like holding my hands in this namaste position, or like closer to myself as additional, grouping, feeling. Like it gives me this feeling of grouping, and then I'm pulling myself with my hands, all the body weight forwards. So roll as you would feel. There is certain volume here, so you can swing back and forth and inhale into the back, forth, like on the swing. So the more playful it's going to be, the easier, more effortless it's going to happen. So once you're ready, breathing in, swing to the back, and then shoo. It's about reaching forwards and at the same time pushing, with this left leg. Okay, so a couple times and forwards. Okay, and returning back and forwards, grabbing onto the ground. And yes, and as soon as you're ready, keep walking, turning your left foot forwards. So right now you are in a warrior one type of position, but with your left foot. Okay, and we're gonna wiggle that left foot towards the right palm. And with the inhale, we are sliding parallel sitting bones, like on the parallel rails, pushing against the small pinky toe line of the left foot. With the exhale, rotating the thigh, leaning on palms fully. We're bending the knee as long as it feels good. If it aches, we don't bend it more. So what happens with the right foot? We're also keeping it straight, so we're almost reaching the floor with the heel when we're trying to straighten the left leg. And then with the exhale, we're lowering ourselves almost like in the pigeon pose, but a bit more challenging version of it because of the leg placement. It's giving you the full left hip experience, opening experience. And so when you feel you don't want to maybe risk it anymore, or it doesn't feel good anymore, then you land your right knee down. Of course, unless you just can ploops and already go into the pigeon pose. But if it feels like, okay, maybe not today for many reasons, like you don't have to just demonstrate anything but what feels good. And then once you lean in on that right knee, just slide the left foot closer towards the right hip and find your own balanced version of pigeon pose, wherever you like to just lay that left glute on the floor or remain with the elevated hip. So you will feel where exactly you want to feel the stretch more, in which area. So let's just find this grounded version. Once trying to settle here, also remember about this calf external rotation, this opening movement, both rotating outwards. This will perhaps help you to settle the hips as well. And so now with the inhalation, we're reaching forwards, again as in the beginning of the class, thinking of the natural spinal cord and how you extend, kind of pull it out from your pelvis and trying to pull those ribs more forwards and over your left chin. And then with the exhalations, we are resting either the head on the floor or head into the palms. What feels best? Perfect. And the coming 3 breaths, let's just find the geometrical center of the body as it feels, without thinking about it. Just ask yourself, where is my geometrical center? Where's the core of me? And then the projection of it in 3D space. So your solar plexus, then sense it in your back, sense it in your front, and sense it in the sides of your body. And imagine that with every inhale, from the geometrical center, you're extending outside. And try to just not to create any limits. Allow this wave of extension just evenly go through your body, every direction. So from within your solar plexus forwards and to the back, into the middle of your back, into your skull, into your pelvic floor. And if you feel any limit, any firmness in certain tissue, just don't struggle with it, but accent your exhalation and allow yourself to become a little softer. Let's get one more breath here. Breathe into full space in your body evenly, gently, with care and love. And then exhale, completely removing any judgment, any critics, just giving yourself as much understanding and love and acceptance. And then once you're ready, slowly press up. And we're going to slide with the exhalation. We're sliding this left knee further to the right, and we are turning on the back. So imagine as if you be standing on the right leg right now. You're laying your right leg completely straight, just pointing the toes up. And then with a calming exhale, sensing the flat sacrum and hips parallel to the ground, you're bringing the left knee towards yourself. And why I'm mentioning it's like you're standing, because we really want to feel this neutrality in the spine, in the leg. Try to sense the back of your body laying, touching the ground. Feel that pressure. Try to equalize it. So let's say your calf and the back of your right knee, as well as your sacrum, middle of your back, space between your scapulus, the back of the head. So with several next breaths, just ask yourself, is it even, or am I leaning a little harder on a certain spot? So with a calming exhale, just allow yourself to relax and prepare to sense more, like through this harmony, just to direct your stretch towards your breath and integrate them. So as soon as you're ready, with a calming inhale, please lift your left foot, like straightening or stretching the left leg, and don't try too hard. So right now you can hold yourself underneath the left knee. By not trying too hard, so try not to cause any effort, like in your shoulders or immediately in the head, or immediately anywhere else in your body. So keep exhaling and like grounding into the floor. Sense the back of your body is holding you, it's supported. And then just stretch and straighten this left leg as much as you can without, or like before, causing any of those reactions I just mentioned. So if it feels okay, like you either can keep supporting yourself underneath the knee, but if that feels good, you can shift to holding your calf, like the center of your calf, or perhaps holding the foot. And we're not forcing anything here, we just want a bit of harmony, a bit of this evenness, quality. So choose wherever you prefer to hold yourself. And if you feel like you need to twist or need to apply this additional effort, just don't do. Just choose where you can still more focus on your breathing rather than this crazy pain of a stretch or some discomfort or some thinking like, oh. So just choose your option, and if your leg is pretty straight, then just check between the right and the left hip, still this distance, your sacrum gotta be flat. And now try to breathe evenly. Like I could say breathe in your sacrum or breathe in the back of your leg, but it's not really about that only. It's about really this 360, every direction, 3D dimension. Okay, so let's exhale, and if you feel any difficulty, then just immediately send it into your pelvic floor contraction. Just keep squeezing it. The bottom of your belly flatter, helping you to stabilize the pelvis, that sacrum. Relax the shoulders, relax the bottom jaw. And 2 more breaths, just inhaling and keep connecting with the geometrical center, and just keep catching the feeling of extension for 360. Even if it's not so perfect, that's okay. Just try to give yourself a chance to just sense anything. And then exhalation serves your reset. So instead of trying even harder, just to status of. It's okay, I'm just resetting here, just like letting all this difficulty fall down, like being washed off with this exhale, and then another inhale, just holding this leg and trying to sense the extension in this area, in the middle of the back, into your sacrum, in your spine, in your chest, in your neck, in your legs, and then with exhalation, squeeze the pelvic floor, try to straighten and kind of compress both kneecaps a little tighter. And next, your left palm is grabbing the outer pinky toe edge of the left foot, and then with exhalation, tightening the pelvic floor, moving that left knee away from your rib cage. Just bend the elbow, the left elbow of the left knee, like in the happy baby version. So making sure also why we contracted the pelvic floor, so we don't immediately like swish to the left side or lean too much or roll too much. Additional help could be with the right palm, just supporting, holding that right hip. And here it can be dynamic, so if you like it, you can straighten the leg again, then you can bend the knee, just make sure you're not rolling on the left side, you remain flat, what I call in this happy, peaceful harmony, inhaling again, straightening, exhaling, bending, both shoulders peacefully resting, so not too much effort, no squeeze, no spasm. One more breath, straighten the leg with exhalation, bend the knee, and if it feels good, like for certain, like there are people who love this pose, there are people who kind of hate this pose. So if you feel this connection in your left hip, between the sacrum and the hip itself, if you feel certain pleasure, like this nice itchiness, some opening in the left hip, you can stay longer in here with the knee bend, or you can just proceed to the next phase by straightening the left leg, but this time instead of straightening it forwards, you're straightening it to the side. And the game here is about also not to fall down, so it's more about stabilizing the pelvis. Leg angle is optional here. What matters is that you are holding the pelvic floor tight, and less with your right hand, but you're really like also contracting the abdominal wall, and you're really holding your pelvis stable. And so inhaling bend, exhaling straighten. Again, you can go all the way, trying to stretch the leg above the floor, but as well you can go a little with different, more vertical angle. Whatever feels okay to you right now. What matters is that harmony. So 2 more times, inhale and bend. You should feel it even in your neck. So like this tight pelvic floor contraction. It also allows your neck to rest here. Yeah, so it's sort of been all squeezed. Just relax. Okay, and now with the coming inhale, just lay that left leg to the side. And with exhale, of course, pelvic floor, belly, tighten, we're going to roll, kind of turn a little more to the right. And almost as it was the pigeon pose, but this time our legs, both legs are straight and hands are flat on the floor. So first what we're going to do, we're going to lift the hip up, breathing in, and then with exhalation we're going to turn a little deeper to the left. So we're trying to set the, what is that? That's our left foot toes fully on the ground. And then we're lowering the left hip, and then we're exhaling, elevating it. Inhaling, lowering with both shoulders parallel. And exhaling, elevating. One more time, inhale, lower. Exhale, elevate, and now step the left leg back, so you're reappearing the plank pose. Breathe in, and with the exhalation, either go to the down facing dog or to the easier version of down facing. You can lean on the knees and just stretch here, or kind of even skip that and go into the child pose, more like that. So choose what feels like you right now. Would you be in the down facing dog? Also freestyle, you can look right, you can look left, shake your head, make sure your body weight placement is 50-50 between your palms and feet. External shoulder rotation, scapulas are flat, neck is long. 3 more breaths, just breathing in, breathing out. And again, breathing in, pressing up against palms and feet, perhaps even elevating the heels, stretching those sitting bones higher up, like somebody would pull your hips into the sky, giving this pleasure of decompression in the spine, and then exhaling, tighten the kneecaps. Set the heels deeper into the floor, keep rotating your thighs, let the head fall deeper down. One more breath, just the last one. Breathe in, breathe out. And the next, bend the knees, gaze forwards, prepare to jump or step forwards to the hands. Inhale and swing the back, exhale and rise up. And now tighten in the glutes, sucking the belly in. Same with the relaxed trapezius muscle. Just let your hands be the leader forms, pull them behind the head, and with the exhale at the same time, tighten the obliques to roll the ribs in. One more inhale, looking up, and then with the exhalation, sliding the sitting bones to the back, reach the ground. Now halfway up, inhale, gazing forwards. Now with the exhale, we're going to point the toes outwards. I know, now this one little finger, the down facing, of course it's the bottom Bakasana. So we are opening the thighs wider, and we're just allowing the glutes to fall deeper behind the heels. Try to squat as deep as you can before lifting the heels, and if it's necessary then lift them, of course. And now just breathe, reaching forwards. Just for the ones who will be watching this on the record, you can go into your lower Bakasana, but right now in this live session we're not going to do the Bakasana itself, but just breathe for 3 breaths first in this reaching forwards version. And instead of this athleticism or trying hard, we're just going to focus on sensing this geometrical sense, center of the body, connecting to the feeling of space, and then when inhaling, feeling the extension for 360, even in this more of a compressed or like compact version of the position. Try to feel how this wave of extension is sent from the center into your pelvic floor through those bent legs, into the sides, into the back, into your head. And now with a calming exhale, what we're going to change is we're going to stretch the arms to the back, leaning on the wrists, and so the shoulder goes into the internal rotation. And of course, naturally, we're kind of about to sit down, but avoiding that, we're going to be pulling the head forwards to feel this balance completed. And then inhaling can send your head more forwards. With exhalation, try to set it down and let it be your weights against the butt, the weight of the butt, the weight of your hands. So keep leveraging this, sending the head forwards, relaxing in the shoulders, relaxing, trying to sense the spinal cord's neutral, allowing that extension for 360, and then with exhalation, keep playing this game. Try to set your heels on the floor and not to fall, just keep reaching forwards with your head. So again, if you feel like you want to do the Bakasana next, you're welcome to, just as additional, I would say, cherry on the top of this cake, but otherwise just sit down and prepare to return to the beginning of the whole thing. So this time we are stretching the right leg forwards, pointing the toes up. Also be a good moment to drink some water if you feel like, kind of thirsty. Yeah, exactly. Water feels good always. I say there's nothing better than a sip of water and sip of a fresh air. Okay, so while leaning on the hands, right now we're rotating the left thigh. So inhale and bring the knee towards yourself, and then with exhalation, also sensing the pelvic floor tightening it. So this kind of removes the effort from the muscles of the leg and keeps you more focused, more stable in your pelvis. This will lubricate the hip and help you to feel this opening. And so once you're ready, let's place the left foot either on the ground or on the top of the right knee, or bending the right leg as well, just sitting away from the shins. And it's okay to do things differently. Like if in previous round you did both legs bent, here you want to leave one leg straight, or if you overset and feel like the asymmetry in the body may be that much that you may feel like, okay, I'm not going anywhere else but the half lotus in it right now with this leg. So just be very gentle and understanding with the body. And after you settled in here with a common inhale, let's rotate the shoulders externally, reach up. And with exhale, with all this long leverage, so from the sitting bones through the natural spinal cord, so we don't want to crunch here. If we crunch, we immediately set the hands on the ground. But if we can go forwards further till we completely relax. And there is a lot to talk about in the legs, of course. They're probably sending you some ouchy signals. So just avoid pressuring them more and just instead think about this relax, and like as if you would put your feet or full legs into the hot water right now, or cold water, whatever you like better. Just the idea is that there is nothing other left than relax right now. And once you relax your legs, there is nothing else left to do but relax the spinal cord and all the knots in the body, hips, shoulders, neck. Just try to feel the extension for 360 from the geometrical center in the body. Just breathing in, caring about, just sensing those waves for 360 evenly, down, up, to the sides, forwards, to the back. And then with no judgment, just relax evenly. Allow every cell in your body, every knot, every attachment, every tissue to relax. Wherever this trigger intention sits the most, just exhale it out. Or wiggle it out. Sometimes movement also helps to reset this. One more breath. And with a common inhale, please press up. Rotate your shoulders externally. Place your palms behind the head, and then with the exhale, start looking through your right shoulder, unsqueezing, like keeping your shoulders wide, and then searching for that left sole of the foot with the left elbow. So more twisting like, not bending forwards, not crunching forward, but look deeper, deeper, deeper. Try to lift that right elbow higher up, and then as soon as you could reach that left foot, then kind of press up against it and breathing in into both kidneys here. So imagine the geometrical center and then project it more into the back, so where the bottom ribs are and space between rib cage and sacrum. Breathe into there, and with exhalation, return to the center. Now we're gonna turn to the right, setting the right hand behind the right hip, standing on the left foot. And here we go, inhaling, pressing up. The small pinky toe edge of the right foot goes steady as a support here. And then with exhalation, we're sitting back on the hip and we're stretching that right leg, sending the heel, sending the foot, pointing the toes up. So feeling the long leg. And again, inhaling, pressing up against everything we got on the floor. Left foot, right palm. Exhale, sitting down. So twice more. Inhale, pressing up, feeling long and tall, every direction, extending. Exhaling, going down. And again, pressing up. And now with exhale, contracting the pelvic floor and the belly, lift that left leg up, reach up like a star, every direction, tall, long, amazing. Breathe in, and then with exhalation, swing that left leg to step forwards as into the warrior one. Breathing in, reaching up. Now with the exhale, land in the right knee and slide into the back. So we do have the angle in the left knee, pretty much 90 or even more. And now up to you can drop your arms down, stretching them down immediately. You can keep them above the head. You can place the palms behind the head. What I don't want you to do is to collapse in your low back. So with exhalation, tighten the pelvic floor. Navel goes in, roll the ribs if they're flaring too much to the parallel to the ground feeling. And now with the common inhale, just send those hands a little behind the head without compressing the neck. So shoulders go down, breathe in. And with the exhale, push against the left heel. Either lean on the fingertips or place flat palms or lean on the leg. Whatever feels good without unnecessary compression in the spine. Breathe in forwards. Exhale, straighten, push against, breathe in forwards. You can walk, you can stretch, you can lean on the elbows. So again, it's up to you. I'd say sky is the limit. Very, very known expression, but what I mean by it is like listen to yourself. If you feel like, oh, I want to reach forwards, I want to pull that exact tissue, and just follow the instinct. And after this, we return to the forward position, and then we are rotating the left thigh externally, leaning on the small pinky toe edge. And again, inhale and either reaching forwards or leaning on the elbows, or do it completely nothing, just if you feel like, okay, I'm happy just where I am, just leaning on the hands without moving them anywhere. But of course, it's all about your left leg right now, the hips that are remaining parallel, the external left leg edge. So it can be impressive, can be, pretty okay, but it all depends on the pattern in our individual body. So let's go for one more. Like for me particularly, it feels like, oh yeah, my left hamstring really needs it right now. So yeah, this especially straddling in the leg feels really good. Okay, and so next, I'm gonna bend the knee, left knee again. And with the exhale, we're gonna push again, so we're gonna lift that right knee, and we're gonna walk ourselves to the right, setting feet parallel or slightly opening them, whatever is more steady to you. And as before, with the exhalations, we're gonna bend the knees and trying just to sense the feet rather than do anything like dynamic here, but more like relax into this position and be catching this sense of it. So feet are flat, and then not to ruin that flatness in the feet, we're drawing those knees, or drawing circles with the knees. And this is for these lines here. You'll be like, oh, maybe you will even sense some asymmetry there. Like maybe this one is very light and flexible, maybe this one is sore, for example. Yeah, not necessarily. Also, you may see certain connections, like, well, you move your knees and you feel the stretch here with the inner side of your feet. That's where the attachment of the tissue is. So just like play with the feeling of the inner side of your legs. Yeah. Also play with shifting, moving your bum a little to the back, a little to the front. So just to activate the sensation here. Okay, and then once you're ready, stop in the center. Inhale and like breathe into both of your flat feet, and now with exhale, relax the spinal cord. Before doing anything else, just make sure you're relaxed, and then inhale and start pressing up against your flat feet, straightening the legs as much or as little as you can, and then just make sure that with the exhalation, you're completely relaxing your spine. We're gonna hang here for 3 breaths. Again, up to you. You can stretch your hands forwards, you can leave them where they are, you can create the palm grip and just open like this. So Eric, how about you stop climbing on mommy? Is that an option? Oh, thank you.
Mama, I need some candles, mommy, for me.
Oh, thank you. Let's breathe in one more time and just try to really relax those toes. Kind of connect with the ground through your relaxed feet, the soles, so-called soles of the feet. Stop squeezing anything. Maybe you'll feel some reflection of fillings in your legs while you change something about your feet. External edge, internal edge. Then maybe you'll feel something in your pelvis, something different. Maybe you'll feel something in your chest and neck. And once you're ready, just gaze forwards, breathing and lengthening through the spine, and then you're bending the right knee, rotating the right thigh externally, and then just seeing how deep you want. You feel like squatting. Inhale and pressing up, exhale and squatting. So about 3 more times. Inhale and pressing up, exhale and rotating the thigh and squatting. Before you need to change anything, just see how deep you can go. And then again, straightening, and then this time squatting, and this time like really do it. Let's sit down, let's lift the left foot, and playfully, okay? Because yeah, I know it's a little bit of ninja trick, so just swing it. Instead of trying to elevate anything, like lift the rock, find this leverage. Because the goal is, like the egg that you're rolling, it rolls by itself. Just use the, I would say, the shape of the bone, of the body here, and then roll back, as almost as if you would fall. And then use this momentum to return, like, whew. And then one moment you'll be like, and you're gonna sit up. Or as well as feels doable, once you're ready, once you're standing up, turn, sweetheart, turn to your right foot and then wiggle. Sweetheart, move a little bit. We'll do candles a bit later. So the right foot wiggles to the left palm and inhale and leaning against the small pinky toe arch. Straighten the leg without crunching the spine. So like if you feel like, oh, I'm crunching too much, then just don't straighten it fully and then bend it again. And straighten and bend. One more time, straighten and bend, and either just go into this more advanced pigeon pose, or before that, lean on the left knee and then wiggle the foot closer to the hip, and then sit into more common pigeon. Whatever you chose, with a common inhale, just lengthening through the spine, pulling those ribs that are like kind of working with your obliques a little bit, instead of flaring them forwards and then collapsing the low back. So like tighten the abdominal wall and try to pull those ribs forwards through your neutral spinal line. And then with the exhale, just use a baby on top of you to create additional compression, like pressure to really be flat on the floor. Thank you, sweetheart. And just remember to smile into the camera, okay? Let's give ourselves about 2 more breaths, just thinking about the geometrical center. Or of course, I should say, feeling it, rather than thinking about it. Let's do one more. Breathe in, especially in that space between the bottom ribs and your sacrum. Try to do it evenly to the sides, to the back, to the front, and then exhale and relax and fully. Now the final steps of this session, slowly rise up, pressing up with the inhale, and then look into your left, just turning to lay down on the back, this time straightening the left leg as if you would be standing, so please point the left toes up, and with the exhale, when you feel even, laying flat on the ground, just bring the right knee towards your chest. Spend a couple breaths, like 2 or 3 breaths, just recognizing the feeling of flat back. So your left calf touching the ground, hopefully the left knee, the back of it. So the left side of the pelvis, your low back, the middle of the back, scapula area, the neck, the back of the head. So when you feel equalized, feel even in that pressure in the back of your body. And then with a common exhale, contracting the pelvic floor and sucking the belly button in, straighten the right leg. I personally need to admit that for me, stretching this right leg right now is much easier, way easier than the left. So maybe for you as well, you feel certain asymmetry in your tissue. I think for me, it has really changed as I started driving more. So there is definitely this asymmetry. But anyways, just let's remember, it's no judgment. It's not about feeling bad about it, but it's more like just, okay, I'm breathing through that, however situation is, however I hold myself right now, underneath the knee or just the foot. Let's breathe evenly as we breathe into the back of the right leg. We're breathing in the full back of the body that is relaxing on the floor. So let's make the sensation of this relaxed body, just simply laying, touching the ground, as gentle, as nice as the feeling of stretch in the right leg. And I know right now maybe a bit like too much, not really. Like, what does she mean? But yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Let's really reduce the effort as much as we can feel equal and even in every fragment of the tissue. Let's do one more inhale. With exhalation, please tighten both of your kneecaps, tighten the pelvic floor, and now moving the right leg a little to the side. Keep the outer edge of the right foot with your right palm, and then with exhale, bend the knee. And you can either stay here in statics if you like this, if you prefer this. Remembering, of course, not to roll to the right side, or you can do this in dynamic stretching, bending, stretching, bending, and we're almost about to finalize this. So breathe in, breathe out. Let's do one more rep. If you are in dynamics, stretching, bending, and now we're gonna see if we can straighten the leg. Sweetheart, this is totally inappropriate. Please lay next to me, okay? Just relax. Let's just straighten the right leg while trying not to fall. And let's make the pelvic floor responsible for it. So when exhale and tighten the pelvic floor, try to keep both of your hips equal and even. Sweet, please. Lay on the other leg. Little formal. Lay on the other leg. Okay. Alright. So let's slowly lay that right leg to the floor. Looking forwards, looking to the right, breathing in and breathing out, turning to the right even deeper till we place our both palms flat on the floor like in the plank. The final shape, I would say. So first we are, let's let me do this fast. Come on, move. Oh, they're almost there. So the thing that I wanted to show you, the left foot. So first we're stretching those legs and then elevating. We're going to settle the left foot flat on the ground, all 5 toes, and then inhale and dropping, moving the right foot down, exhale and pressing up, and rolling both ribs, settling in the pelvic floor, abdominal wall, breathing in, lowering the hip, exhaling, planking it up, pushing against the floor with hands and feet, inhaling, lowering the hip, and the final exhale, elevation, then stepping the right foot to the back, returning to the down facing dog. Point. Breathe in here for 3 breaths. So if it feels already like easier version of down facing or child pose, just follow your instinct. Go with what feels the best. So final shape to just let all this energy in our body settle. And being in the down facing or child pose, just connect with the ground and into the floor. Sensing your palms, sensing everything that touches the ground, and then let the feeling through your breath, feeling of your body just settle, feel evenly, in harmony. One more breath, just sensing the geometrical center in your body. Inhale and allow yourself to extend evenly every direction. Feel how evenly your feet and palms are pressed to the floor. And with the exhale, open the mouth and perhaps even stretching your tongue out, just relax and completely. And if you're in down facing, just slowly exit into your Shavasana pose, or if you prefer finalize in sitting position, meditating. Not on you, shh, please. Return to finding your breath, and for next 3 breaths, just acknowledge the central presence in your body through sense and extension, change of space, change of flow. Exhale and keep feeling the same ease, same lightness. And feeling relaxed and kind of empty, just allow yourself to invite this new, refreshing energy. Just rest well. Thank you for your presence. It means everything. I wish you a good night, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.